Most of you who've been with me for a long time on some of the other channels that I've had in the past that are now terminated know that I'm not a defender of Alex Jones. As a matter of fact, I've offered much criticism over the years of Alex Jones. I confronted him on that street corner in Virginia back in 2020. To me, he seems like he's the COINTELPRO he constantly warns everybody else about. But it seems to me what they're doing right now with Alex Jones is a projection campaign. In other words, they're limiting his free speech to project against your free speech now and in the future. The only speech that's going to be accepted is the speech that they accept and approve of. But now they're going to liquidate all of his assets because he gave his opinion back in 2012 and a couple years thereafter about what happened at that school in Connecticut. Now that brings us to this video right here that was just tweeted out by Elon Musk, which I think is fascinating because, again, we get into the psychological makeup of why people think what they think, why they parrot what they parrot when they see it on corporate media, or they see Kamala Harris continue to say this thing about there are very fine people on both sides, saying that Trump is saying that about neo-Nazis, and then pin the racist card right there on Trump's lapel. Now, you also know that I am not a fan of Trump. I criticize Trump, Kamala Harris. They're all the same banker-bought puppets. If you choose banker puppet 1 or banker puppet 2, it doesn't matter. Every vote is a vote for them. But this guy says some pretty interesting stuff. I don't know what his name is. I don't know where this comes from, but like I said, it was reposted by Elon Musk. Check out what he says.
I made a video the other day asking people when was the moment that they came to the conclusion Donald Trump is racist. A lot of people said the Central Park 5. We'll talk about that in another video. For me personally, it was the very fine people on both sides thing.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
I remember seeing that clip and feeling like, wow, maybe he is racist. And I just happened to come across this video on YouTube. It basically said that the clip was edited and that I should go back and watch the entire clip. So I watched the entire thing. It got to that point where he says very fine people on both sides. And I'm like, see, that's exactly, I knew he said that. There's no point in me even continuing to watch this. And then it goes on and it gets to the part where he's like,
and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally.
So he said he wasn't talking about the neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Why would they show me part of the story and make me feel like this? Even in the presidential debate against Joe Biden, he brought up the very fine people thing.
He said, I think they're fine people on both sides. What American president would ever say, Nazis coming out of fields, carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas, were fine people?
Kamala Harris.
Now, this is called slander. And this is exactly what they took Alex Jones down for. They're liquidating Alex Jones' assets because he said something that they said was false against the parents of that school in Connecticut. This is the same thing. They are slandering Donald Trump's name, severely slandering his name, calling him a racist based on a clip taken out of context, clearly taken out of context.
Just brought it up on the recent debate.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
People are...
By the way, this isn't just relegated to corporate media and to Kamala Harris and to the Democrats and Washington's District of Criminals. There are people on the Democrat propaganda side like Midas Touch Network, Brian Tyler Cohen, the Young Turks. They are constantly parroting this out of context clip from this video.
Still saying it even though it's been debunked. Snopes just added this shit in 2024 that was a lie.
And let's go over that. Here's the Snopes article right here. No, Trump did not call neo-Nazis and white supremacists very fine people. They have an editor's note in here, but they say that it is false. Context: in the news conference after the rally protesting the planned removal of a Confederate statue, Trump did say there were very fine people on both sides, referring to the protesters and counter-protesters. He said in the same statement he wasn't talking about neo-Nazis and white nationalists, who he said should be condemned totally. And yet they continue to take it out of context and slander his name. And nobody at CNN, ABC, CBS, the Young Turks, Brian Tyler Cohen are being condemned, and no judgments against them are saying, hey, you guys need to liquidate your assets because you're slandering the name of Donald Trump.
Supposedly said in 2017, he dropped out of a presidential race because white supremacists joined his same party.
I'm not going to be running. The party is, as you know, self-destructing.
When you say the party is self-destructing, what do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
Then you find that clip of him with Jesse Jackson.
Beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of...
By the way, Jesse Jackson was wheeled into the DNC just recently, DNC 2024 for Kamala Harris, and he heard all of the vitriol and rhetoric and slander against Donald Trump, and he just sat there after he had once held this belief.
Of his style and his pizzazz. He's a serious person who's an effective builder of building people. Last year, he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so this, a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here.
You see the clip with him on The View and him and Whoopi Goldberg, she's saying that they're friends.
Because I don't think I'm going to get Whoopi's vote.
If you did, let me just ask, if you did beat...
And she likes me. She even put me in the movies. She put me in the movies, right? A long time ago. So how much did I charge? Nothing.
Like they say in the
It was a freebie.
And today, Whoopi Goldberg won't even say Donald Trump's name.
People love this guy, like Oprah saying that he should run for president.
A letter authentically shows Oprah Winfrey wrote to Donald Trump in 2000 and said, quote, "Too bad we're not running for office. What a team."
Do you have a vice presidential candidate in mind?
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet.
It's just
Oprah. I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice. Oprah, your competitor, right?
Oprah's a competitor.
You know what?
No
I'll tell you, she's really a great woman, though. She is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special.
Judge Joe Brown said,
I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who back in the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to go check with Donald Trump. So they come back and tell me they got a loan from Donald Trump. He gave him a term loan, show up with the interest in the principal, one check, but they had to go see him personally. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, "This what you're supposed to pay me? This our agreement?" Said, "Yeah." And then tore the check up, shook their hands, and congratulations. Now run your business.
And this was when?
This was back in the 90s.
Waka Flocka talks about how he showed him how to increase his wealth.
Get a C Corp to run an LLC. If you want to make it even deeper, go get a trust fund and run a corp that runs the LLC. You want to get even deeper, own two trust funds for your business and your person to run that trust that runs all the business. It can get deep, my God. Absolutely. And Donald Trump actually showed me that method.
People will say that they want truth, but when you try to present them with information that goes against their beliefs of Donald Trump, they act like this.
He's condemned white supremacy over 20 times.
Oh, yes, man. Could you tell me when?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to see a video of montage of 20 times that he's done it?
Oh, actually, no. I'm more interested in walking up in...
But how are we going to learn if we don't challenge our ideas? I mean, you just made a statement that is actually inaccurate, and I can show you video evidence of why it is. I mean, would you like to see that?
No, thank you.
He's condemned white supremacy.
I mean, if that's not fascinating, I don't know what is. And if that doesn't testify to the power of incessant propaganda where it actually pickles people's brains, it sets it like cement, and they can't think outside of that box. No cognitive ability to employ critical thinking and discern anything. They don't want the facts. They just want to keep spewing the BS and the rhetoric that comes out of fake stream, CIA, infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, and Ultra Media.
The KKK over 20 times.
Over 20 times?
Yeah.
Do you have them right here? Can I listen to it?
Absolutely, you can. Let me pull it up for you right now.
All right. What's that?
By the way, I'm James. How's your day going, man?
It'd be a lot better if you guys were wearing masks.
We can socially distance.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Wait. You don't want to see the examples? I have 20 examples right here.
He is a white supremacist.
It's just like Yuri's.
He just is.
Said.
Exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, when a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of this.
And that's what's going on these days. Truth is treason in the empire of lies. Truth is the first casualty in any war. And currently, truth is hate speech to people who don't want to hear it, to people who've programmed to not want to hear it.
Demoralization.
The populace versus the establishment. Whatever they do to the populist candidate, they're doing to you. When you assist the establishment in crushing the populist candidate, they're going to turn around and do it to you.
And that's a good point, because that's exactly what they're doing with Alex Jones. And that's why I call it projection. He basically is saying this is a projection campaign. Whatever they're doing to Donald Trump, they're going to do to you. It's beyond Donald Trump. Now, even these people right here won't talk about the substantial things like Donald Trump and Kamala Harris working for the same team owners. But what they're doing to Donald Trump and what they're currently doing to Alex Jones is what they plan to do to you. This is the setup for the layup against us.
Next, whatever rules that they broke to get at him, that you cheered on because you were so anti-him, those rules were broken so that they can get your consent. And now that they've used your hatred to build consent to break the rules, now they can turn that same attack towards you.
Yep.
And you've yayed and amened it into existence. If you previously believed that Trump was racist and then something changed your mind, I'd like to know, what was that moment? Thank you for watching again. Like I said.
All right, so leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt. But more importantly, understand what the truth is and be willing to come to the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. I will see you in the next video.